Guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't be celebrating shamelessly like this. Like, I'm a shameless guy, but even today, I can't be shameless right now because let's be serious, yeah? We had to fight hard to get this 1-0 win. We relied upon a set piece from the brilliant, beautiful Wesley Fofana to get a result against Leeds United. Now, as we've all been crying out for, a lot of us wanted to see 3-4-3 come back in the team. And I think it's kind of funny, right? Because realistically, we were only really getting results using a 3-4-3 on Thomas Tuchel and during Graham Potter's start when he first took over this club. That's kind of funny, right? Like, since any manager like Tuchel or Potter has tried to move away from using a back three setup, we look more sus, we look more susceptible. And I think that's because it requires us to be more efficient in terms of how we create chances in attack. And that's one thing we can't do right now. This has been an ever-present issue since Tuchel was our manager. It hasn't improved. It's a lot harder than that. And I kind of feel like we should have a conversation now because realistically, I think this win we saw today, this is the win we have to turn towards and rely upon if we have any hopes of obviously just getting more wins and hopefully climbing up the table. So in today's video, I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions in the comment section in terms of what your main issues are with this team in terms of how we create chances and what we need to do improving things going in the future. Like, it doesn't matter. Like once you move all the gas moments out the way, like the signings we made, some of the like individual quality players we have in this team right now, those things don't really matter if the way you actually play, like if the fundamentals of your team, the balance aren't really there. And you know what? It kind of made me think about Thomas Tuchel's time here, because even though he got our defense on point, he got our midfield on point, he got the wing backs on point when we had fit wing backs in the team at the time, he still suffered with attacking issues. And I had sympathy and I could understand to an extent because obviously he inherited this attack that he took over. And a lot of these guys don't necessarily complement what he had to do in terms of like fully completing the team that Tuchel had in his mind. Now, I was a bit harsh with Tuchel in the summer because you had like full license to go for players you wanted. And I kind of feel the players you turned towards didn't really elevate things at all. And we started the season off really poorly. And let's not forget, we were beaten thoroughly by Leeds United at the start of the season. So at least we got a result against them today. But at the same time, this result does not take away from the fact that we have no real attacking identity. And I think the question or the thing that was like abundantly clear to me watching this game is that we have to be ruthless in terms of squad balance and committing to a certain way of playing. Like in this game, in the Premier League right now, the Premier League is one of the most difficult leagues in world football. You can't think you're going to get results by having like incredible individual talents if these talents don't really combine or work together. And I think the one thing that really stood out here is the fact that we don't have a striker. And these guys are crying out for a striker. Like Kai Havertz is the best type of striker we have at this point in time. Obviously, I say this because he can do things off the ball. He can work hard. He does fight. We saw how we played in the end, you guys. We saw Kai Havertz getting a bit like Larry, you know, getting a bit rude. That's what he does. He wants to help us get the win. But, I mean, this guy has limits. And I think realistically, Havertz does better working off a main striker. But then João Felix also does better working off a main striker. And also Nkunku does better working off a main striker. Like, do you guys understand the issues I think we have right now? Like, we have to come to a realistic, like, hard perspective right now. We can't make all these individual talents work together because they like to do similar things. And I saw this more in the first half, yeah, but it's like, listen, we started the game off with amazing intensity. We were pressing high. Our back line, the back three pushed really high to close Leeds down. We were winning our duels, winning our tackles, looking to play quickly, looking to find guys fast. We did those things. We can't take that away from the boys today because I think today they had the heart and effort to try and get a result today. But ultimately, all this stuff breaks down when there's like no common sense in attack. Like nothing complements, like nothing makes sense offensively. Guys like João Felix and Kai Havertz, they're not occupying defenders. They want to play off defenders. But when you have so many players want to play off defenders, it's like, what do the rest of the team do? Where's their platform? How can they play off the ball? How can they link up? Like, these things aren't really a thing right now. And I feel like this is the main reason why a lot of us have wanted us to turn back to this, like, grinding out results, fighting hard, hopefully taking a chance here or there, and then being defensively resolute, because realistically, I kind of feel like that is the best we can realistically do throughout the season. We can't do any more. Like, these guys won't be playing like Jogo Bonito football in the space of 1 or 2 weeks. It's not going to happen. Realistically, under Graham Potter so far, our best attacking moments have come from set pieces and from transitions. That was the same thing that happened under Thomas Tuchel. Like, we can't pretend that our attack didn't suffer as Tuchel's reign was going on. And this is where I've always, like, you know, sympathized with Tuchel at the same time, because it's not like this guy built the attack in his image. Like, he inherited this attack. Guys like Ziyech, Werner and many others were brought to play a different way of attacking football, a different way of playing. Like, Tuchel has his own ideas, and this is why I was harsh with this guy during the summer, because the guys he turned towards didn't really elevate anything at all, in my opinion. And I kind of feel like Graham Potter is suffering the same thing, because I was tweeting this during the game. I'm sorry, like, I do see the effort from these guys. It's not like that Conte, Chelsea, Man City performance away from home, where, like, these guys really, really didn't have any heart in that game, couldn't be bothered, didn't care. Let's not pretend that the level of football we're seeing from the players and the application from the players is on that same level, because it definitely isn't. But I see a team that is just so impotent, because we have so many players that want to do similar things on the field. We have a lot of ball-to-feet players. Like, when you have João Felix and Kai Havertz up front together, these guys are playing off defenders and they want to come to the ball. When you have two of these guys playing together, like, where is the the relationship? Where is the understanding? Where's the synergy? These things aren't there. And I kind of feel like, realistically, our best way of really getting goals is from set pieces and from counter-attacks. And that was the same thing near the end of Tuchel's reign. So what I'm saying is, in the summer, it does feel like very tough, harsh decisions have to be made, because realistically, these guys individually are all amazing. That's why when they play for their national teams or play elsewhere, they look incredible. But together as a Chelsea team, I don't think all these guys make sense, if you know what I mean. And I feel like this is the reality right now. Harsh decisions in the summer have to be made, because if you have João Felix and Kai and now Nkunku, there's no way all three of these guys can play together. Like, when you have attacking wingers like Mudryk and Sterling and Madueke, like, how do they combine alongside, like, these free-forming kind of, like, attacking players like your Nkunkus and Felixes, etc., etc., especially when there's no striker as well too. Statistically, it shows that we can defend. We do win our tackles. You know, we rank fairly high for many factors outside of the main thing, which is creation, chance conversion, etc., etc. So if that's the case, that tells me one thing, yeah, because when I see teams like Napoli, I'm seeing Osimhen alongside two natural wingers. When I see Benzema at Real Madrid, I'm seeing him alongside, you know, natural wingers as well too. Like, you need to have, like, a clear, defined way of playing and style as a team, and have players for that. You can't have, like, a mixed match of so many incredible individual talents that don't really complement each other playing together. That's what this game showed me. That's what this first half showed me in particular. And if it wasn't for Fofana, because my God, that goal he scored, the way this guy leapt off the ground, realistically, in this game today, that was our best bet of scoring. Because I know Kai Havertz had an opportunity in the first half. Realistically, we always have that opportunity in every game. We never take that. So I can't rely upon that being converted as if that's going to make a big difference in terms of, like, our style and play and like the key fundamentals behind how we play as a team. But if you're relying upon things like, you know, set pieces and a few transition moments, you're relying upon exposing the weaknesses of your opponents to get those results. I feel like that's what Thomas Tuchel did at his reign here, but in the end, that isn't a sustainable way of playing. And I kind of feel like, even though I've had my criticisms of Tuchel, especially offensively, realistically, like, the full components of the squad and team aren't perfect to really, like, advance and help us grow and go to the next level. And I kind of feel like, you know, this Groundhog Day style way of playing that we find ourselves in, is why many players here haven't gone to the next level, because they're stifled, because we have no real attacking identity, which is what you need to have at the highest level. I think that's what this Leeds game really shows me today. As I'm really stressed, and I feel like you guys, maybe I'm being blind, but I saw effort. I saw guys looking to win their duels. We saw the intensity in which these guys played within the first 20 minutes here. We can't deny that. Like, listen, just because offensively Montfort was bad and mid, it doesn't take away from the effort these guys showed. And I feel like if you're this impotent offensively, there's deeper issues behind the scenes. And I kind of feel like right now, the actual individuals don't really complement. So I kind of feel like if you want to have a few attacking mids, you need to keep 2. You can't have 4 attacking mids right now. It's just greedy, and it does nothing for no one. You need to create like an identity behind how you want to create chances and score goals, because if you can't do that, you undermine all the talent you have right now. So listen, I kind of feel like Potter has a really hard job right now, and I kind of feel like this game kind of reminded me of the difficulties behind that. If this guy can continue to grind out results for us, because that's what we need right now. We can only grind out results and hopefully do something in the Champions League. I'm still praying that we can do something like that, because it's only in Europe that our football seems to make more sense, because it's like knockout round football, and we're playing against European teams that don't play like Prem teams who just sit back, defend, and protect the spaces. But that first half, the way we played, the way we had to grind out our result, it was giving me flashbacks of what Tuchel had to rely upon. And I guess it's no surprise that Graham Potter had to do something quite similar in this game today, because, I mean, like I said, the subs he was relying upon, you know, Gallagher, Chukwuemeka, Zakaria, so many midfield players coming on to help keep the intensity, you know, taking off attacking players to make sure you're protecting the leads. It's not the prettiest, sexiest way of winning games, but to win games in that type of sexy manner, that comes with a real identity and real time. So it does really kind of feel like pre-season is absolutely key now. And it's absolutely key at this board, you know, the transfer team, Graham Potter, decides how the hell are we going to evolve and what team do we really want to be? Because right now, I don't feel like we're a proper team right now. We have the foundations in place, but in terms of making these guys play together, it's not going to be there realistically, because if it was, we would have seen it already by now. And I don't see it getting any better. Like, I think this issue is also a little bit bigger than Graham Potter. Of course, he could use certain guys here or there. But I kind of feel like it's until you fine-tune the squads and decide, okay, my attack, you're my attack moving on right now. We're going to be the counter-attack, or we're going to be possession-based, or we're going to be playing, you know what I mean? Like, until we decide what team we're going to be, we're going to have to keep grinding out and banging up results like this. And listen, at the end of the day, we had a terrible win streak recently. Win streak, not even a win streak. I'm saying that completely wrong. But we've been absolutely awful. So, like, the way I celebrated when we won at the end, yeah, like I said at the start of this video, was absolutely shameless. And some of those moments I saw near the end, like, for God's sake, like Melia, like, getting on the end of that set piece in the final minute of the game. I was so angry at Ben for giving away a sloppy set piece near the end. And then, like, knowing how our luck's been and how terrible our form's been. Like, is it any surprise that the goalkeeper from Leeds is the guy to get on the end of a set piece that requires Kepa being alert and preventing that going in? Like, even before, there was another set piece that nearly caught us out. Like, this is what I mean. Like, we're getting exposed and done out now by details like this, because for all the tackles and defensive actions and possession and details like this, if you can't really break a team down, you can never really take advantage of your momentum that you're actually building in a game. You can never take advantage of, you know, like taking a lead in a game as well too. That is so key and important. Like, these 1 or 2 counter-attacks we make aren't sustainable enough in terms of maintaining good form, because, like, unless these guys are on like a 5-game winning streak, Kai Havertz is never going to score from that 1v1 chance against Leeds. You know what I mean? And other than João Felix hitting the post as well too, like, what were the like clear, defined, incredible moments we made to really just like define our win today? They weren't there. So as I'm stressing, in this game today, these are the things I noticed and realized, and I kind of just like accepted about the current state of this team, its limits, and what we need to do going forward. So I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions behind this. Like, let's have a discussion right now, yeah? I want to know what you guys think and share your thoughts and opinions behind what your issue is with this team right now. So you guys, on that note, I mean, for God's sake, we got the win today. That's all that matters. And let's hope against Borussia Dortmund. I mean, this is a team that, I mean, Kobel's been like the man of the match in the past, what, 3-4 games. If your goalkeeper is man of the match, that's telling me that defensively you are sus. So let's hope we can do something at home at Stamford Bridge, yeah. So you guys, on that note, I'm going to wrap things up, keep things moving. I'm in the FC. This is Blue Lions TV. I'll catch you guys later with some more videos. Cool.